world's gone crazy. No ifs, and buts, or maybe. The world's gone crazy.
This world's gone crazy. No ifs, ands, buts, or maybes. This world's gone crazy. If you don't believe me, then relieve me of these beliefs whereby you receive me for understanding to perceive me. For beginners, you got a sharp tongue. That's really a dog one.
Welcome to Urbanversity with Holy-Apostle Deen. How's everybody? I hope everybody's relaxed, doing their thing, because I'm relaxed and I'm going to do mine. Today is October 17th, I believe. You got that for me, bro? It's October 17th, Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm feeling pretty good, Been working hard, trying to, keep myself up, Going through a lot of changes, May I use this piece of blessing to be about your presence, Umar?
Also with about your presence. May I use this piece of blessing to be with about your presence,
Welcome to this show, this, Urbanversity. This is my little urban university, wherever I may be, wherever I may sit, I've been just, thinking about our lives, and how, how we hurt ourselves, how it's so easy for us to lose sight of the, our own truths and just do so much damage to ourselves and don't even know we're doing it. It's like a junkie, man. He's shooting up hops and it's feeling so good, and he don't know just how much damage he's doing to himself. And then later on down the road, he got liver cancer or something, hepatitis. And it's like, by then maybe he might have tried to straighten out his life, his or her life, But the effects of it is there, and that's what's going on with us, as a people mentally, in our worlds. We live in a crude world, man, where the devil rules at this time. The Lord is letting the devil run wild as could be. And we taking up information and ways of being, our thoughts, and putting our minds on the foundation of evil, man, that's going to affect us later. We may think, oh, man, I'm all right, I'm going to get myself together, but it's just like that drug. You be done the damage, and the damage is inside of you and it's still taking effect. And you try to change, but this damage has been done. And, you wonder why people act the way they act towards you because you've changed, And you wonder why people don't trust you because you slip back and forth into the effects of what you've thought, you created inside yourself. Man, it takes a lot to cleanse yourself. And I tell you, no man, no woman, no child has the ability to truly cleanse themselves. We need something greater than ourselves to cleanse ourselves. We need the Lord El to cleanse us. We need it to take special attention to us. Just like a car going through a car wash. You can get the car washed on the outside, man, for a few dollars. And they charge you a few dollars more to clean the inside, And, but that's a part of capitalistic society. But I'm just trying to give you a scenario because truly, when you go to a car wash, you should pay one price and get everything done. But things ain't the way they used to be. But anyway, but that's the way we be, man. As humans, we cleanse ourselves. We cleanse ourselves up, so many of us, on the outside. And we put up a front, I remember this guy. This is a guy, I still know him. I'm still associated with him. I always told people, this guy really take care of his cars. This guy, he care about his cars. A Hispanic brother. And I've always known Hispanics to, be the best at working on cars when I was a youngster, in the city, And I, how you unconsciously group people in certain ways, man. and just said what they call that when you group a person in stereotype. I stereotyped this guy. He's Puerto Rican, man. He take care of that car. He love that car. And I had a sister who was selling a car, and she wanted to sell a car to me, and I told her, look, I know somebody who will take care of the car, and she said, oh, you do? I said, yeah, he loved his cars, man. And she had a top of the class Infinity. And I got this car for this brother, a few $1,000s off. And he took care of that car on the outside. Because I became more intimate with him with what he was doing, because I got him a few $1,000s off the car, and it was my sister's car that I really wanted for myself, I watched him. And he destroyed that car. And then he, in turn, sold that car to my son-in-law, and we could truly realize how much damage was done to that car, because he took care of the outside of the car. He took care of the appearance, the interior, which is outside to be shown, even though it's inside the compartment, and the exterior. But under the hood, really taking care of the car, he didn't do nothing. And the car suffered. That car went down so fast, I couldn't believe it. And all I could think about was, wow, okay, helped him get the car, took money from my sister who could have got more for it, of course, and the truth of him came out. How many of us take care of the outside of ourselves and the inner compartments, which can be seen, which you can fashion your voice, your words, as the inner compartments that are seen? And don't take care of the motor and everything else, the under the hood stuff.
Praise Ahezaah.
And we riding around clickety clacking, and people saying the car look good, but what's wrong with it? After a while, we'll keep on faking ourselves, faking the funk. But eventually the truth, which always rises to the top, is going to catch up with you.
Praise Ahezaah.
Yeah, it's going to catch up with you. No matter what you do.
Praise Ahezaah.
It's going to catch up with you, and it's going to be the force that takes you out. The same truth that you try to hide from people. The same truth that you abuse. The same truth that you misuse, throw under the rug, step on, do whatever. It's going to come out. And that's life. That's our life. I realized that a long time ago, and I realized that it was best that I stopped being like all other people in the world and deal with the unseen reality that I knew was there, that I knew was here. So, me coming into contact with it wasn't just by accident. It meant for it to happen, and I meant for it to happen. I wanted it to happen. I strove for it to happen. And I found out at a very young age that if it happens, I need it to happen in the right way. So in order for it to happen in the right way, I couldn't fake it. That's where people make their mistake. They think they can fake Islam. They think they can fake the path of the way. They think they can fake what Christ brought, which they call Christianity, about something somebody else brought. They think they can fake their way through the path of the way of truth and arrive righteously at the goal.
Praise that he said.
When you can't do that. If you're moving wrong, you're going to arrive wrong. And when you arrive wrong, one thing about the Christ, the light of Christ that these Christians, these old holy sanctified Christians running around here don't know about, they ain't telling you about, is that the Christ is not prejudice.
Praise that he said.
The Christ is an actual light. The Christ is an actual power. The Christ is an entity of Ahezaah's being, of the Lord L's being. And when you come into it, it's like that car coming into a car wash. In a good car wash, it don't care what's on the body. If it's to be detached, it's coming off. All the filth, all the wrongness. If you go into the Christ and your mind ain't right, what it is about your mind and your heart and your being, it's coming off. It's coming off. You think about what you be holding on to, talking about all things is to be done in Christ, and and running around here acting like you have arrived and you're saved, and and Allah loved you, Allah and chose you. Faking it. If you get snatched up into the Christ, because you're not responsible whether you get there or not. If you get snatched up in it, in that state, it's going to destroy you. Because it destroys all wrongfulness, all evil. And leave nothing but the pure essence. And then it reforms you in that pure essence of the righteous. And bring you back in mind to the body in this world. That's what happens. So with us being weak human beings, the best thing we could do, which I found, is to beg Ahezaah to make us right. To beg Ahezaah to defeat us for us. To annihilate us for us. To protect us against ourselves. But if you don't see your own self as the enemy, how can you do that? If you don't see your own self as your greatest enemy, where most people think that they are their greatest friend, and trust me, you are not your greatest friend. You are your greatest enemy, but you'll never be your greatest friend. Because the greatest is Ahezaah. Why do you think Muslims run around and talk about Allahu Akbar? A lot of them don't know why they're saying it.
Praise Ahezaah.
But they got it from Muhammad, who said, Allahu Akbar. Huh? Allahu Akbar. That's what Muhammad said. Allahu Akbar. And then they said, Muhammad, one worthy of Allah's praise. If Muhammad was here, Muhammad would disown them. Because Muhammad says he is one who prays much. He is not one worthy of praise. He knew that Allah and Allah is Allah, actually. the Ah. He knew that the Ah was due all praise. Muhammad knew that.
Is that similar to like when you look at the Spanish or the Latin language, the Allaah, when it's actually acknowledging the feminine aspect of Allah?
No, when you look at it, it's actually is expressing the. See, the R, L, the hue.
Yes, sir.
We don't know what it is. No one knows what it is. No one knows how it is. All we know is it is. Is mean action. Is mean being. Is mean being active. It rules. It is the of everything. The before everything and the after everything. Indescribable. El is the Hebrew language for the. Al is the ancient Egyptian language and the ancient Islamic Arabic language for the. And then you have, in their Arabic language, you have the sun letters and the moon letters where you say R, which is L for Ar-Rahman, and As, which is L for As-Salam, because Sin and Ra Ray is, like sun letters, and they stay the same. So, it's not a feminine and a masculine thing because L is whole. The is whole. The don't have no breaks in it. It ain't no feminine here and masculine there. It's just the. The creates at least two sides for everything. And the creates the qualities. It creates the high, the low, the in and the out, the positive and negative, the he and the she. The creates those things.
The reason why I brought that up is because one of the things that I was concerned about, like when you try to teach the students, especially the ones
when I try to teach you,
when you try to teach us, but also like if we're out and let's say we find ourselves dealing with another young man or a young lady from they speak Spanish, and we're trying to demonstrate some of the understanding that you bring forth. When we try to make the correction, see, a lot of the things that I realize is that a lot of stuff get lost in translation and transliteration because, like you said,
dialogue. It's like the Tower of Babel. The world is like the Tower of Babel. See, at one time we all spoke the same language. Then we had a time when the sons of Ham defied Allah, and they went under Nimrod. And Nimrod wanted to prove that he was a god, that he was as great as hell. And he had them build towers, man, to the sky to try to find the Lord. Just like you got the people taking the spaceships out and they say, well, God is not here. And what they saying, they looking to be greater than the creator. You got men standing on earth talking about, I created myself. I am Allah. I created myself. Come on. We got a Hispanic brother here. You don't have no problem with not knowing L is the, right? You know L is the. That's their language. In all the Spanish languages, L is the. The ones who's been lost in the translations is the Negroes. The Negroes is the most lost people in the world because we was purposefully lost.
Because I got, they called them, before I became aware, one of my first godchildren at the time, I don't call her godchild anymore. It's more like a niece. But I still have the same love for her. They're Hispanic. They're Puerto Rican, actually. All, and their father is, Afro-American. Well, not technically. They all are.
Okay. Wait. You're speaking too fast for me now. You said they was Hispanic, but now technically they Afro-Americans?
Well, I mean, they're mixed. Some people would call it mulatto or something like that.
They were born in this country?
Yeah, they were born
They
here.
were raised in this country in a mixed marriage
Yes.
situation? Yeah, that all of us. I'm mixed. I'm Native American, African. My wife got about 5 different nations in her.
Well,
we all mixed.
That's why I mentioned the dad's background and the mother's background.
But they get confused with that?
Well, I don't know, but I know in due time, as I begin or get a better understanding, I'm going to have to sit down and talk to them about what I'm doing, because they have seen me go through a lot the last few years.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
be simple with them.
Yeah, I am.
If you speak simple, and see, one thing about you, you're a very educated individual. And sometimes when you talk to me, I have to, what did he say? What you have to learn, brother, is to purposefully not use words that is above people's heads. I could use very high words if that was my practice. My practice is to use very low words that are clear, words that will hit home, words that will reach no matter what level you at. Okay? And I've had intellectual people on high levels of, society try to belittle me in private. Try to belittle me, not realizing that it's not my words that is what matters, it's my understanding. And I've had to flatten them out a lot, flatten their tires with understanding. And they'll be like, whoa, I didn't mess with the wrong one. You damn right you messed with the wrong one. Because I could kick your butt in Latin, I could kick your butt in urban, I could kick your butt in suburban. It don't matter. Latin, I'm talking about pig Latin. Ooh, way, yo, ooh, But you understand, it's not the words you use. It's the understanding you use, the awareness you use, the realization you use. I've sat with people on all different levels. And I look at them, the worst people are those who got a lot of money, who sit in high seats in society and think that they better than other people. And as soon as you come into their congregations, the first thing they want to know, well, what do you do? They want to know, can we accept this person or not? What do you do? Why? So you can make your crack judgment of me? So it's best that you don't use words that they will have to say, oh, wait a minute. Look in the dictionary. Okay, whoa, what that? Oh, I understand. All right, what that mean? Before they can come back to you and say, all right, finish saying what you're saying. Because you're a beautiful brother, but you have been misled with that language thing. With that informational thing. Mm-hmm. Too much information is poisonous. Yes, sir. And people tend to use information as their aim. Their goal. And if you get confused and make information your goal, then you're going to miss the mark. Because information is just as a stepping tool to get you somewhere. That's why I don't even know how many books I've read, and I threw them down and kept one sentence out of the book. This is what I'm looking for. Research a book for what? I'm trying to find something. I got it. Throw the rest of it away. Most people read that book and they try to hold that book and they go out and expound on that book and people be all impressed. Oh man, he know. And he don't know nothing. Repeating, parroting. Parroting. I remember a brother came to me and he used to always try to impress me, man, with his knowledge. I've had a lot of people in my time trying to impress me with their knowledge. A lot of people. Because that seemed like that's the going thing. You know, I got knowledge. I'm great. I need to be the leader. I need to be this, that, and the other. And I told a brother one day, I said, you know, brother, because I got tired of him after about 11 years. I'm like, oh, I can't take this. No more. Look, man, let me just say this to you. Ahezaah have taken away more information from me than you've yet to understand. I've gotten rid of more knowledge than you have yet to attain. Now, what am I saying? I done got rid of more knowledge than you have yet to attain, yet I still got all this knowledge. Now, why are you trying to mess with me? You're a collector of information. You got all the mules, and you just go to the mine and you take the dirt and everything. And you come back to town, you gotta empty out your dirt and empty out your gold. You know, when the aim was to get the gold, not the dirt that's holding the gold. You know what I'm saying? Or the dirt that the diamonds are lodged in, or whatever. You know? Yeah, I mean, so when you speak to them, speak simple. As far as I know, L and D is the. And I think La is no, and Lay is the. And Lay is the in Spanish, right?
And Lay is French.
Lay is French, the in French, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, I mean, it's all relative. I know La is no in Arabic, I believe. But, you know, but keep it simple. L is the, you know, and when you try to explain the, you just let them know that there's no explanation for it. Just know that people call it all the time. I'm going to call its property, you know, as the owner. I'm going to the bathroom. The's bathroom. I'm going to the store. I'm going to the's house. But they've lost their sense of awareness about what they're actually saying, where that language came from, and they think it's just something that's pointing to something. I'm going to the house. But you could put the apostrophe S on that and be correct. The's house, because everything belongs to the.
If you don't believe me, then relieve me of these beliefs whereby you receive me for understanding to perceive me. For beginners, you got a sharp tongue, that's really a dull one.